Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how to update the jobs and internships page. So I pulled up the spreadsheet that's linked to the survey I sent out like a month ago, and it has everyone's like name, their year, their job, and like the group information. And they also pulled up this just because we'll be looking at that. And then we'll just pull up the page. So it's right here. So I already started the 2013 graduate section for the people who had graduated in December, for the seniors who graduated in December 2012. And so we'll be adding all the people who are graduating May 2013 to this table. So this one section right here is its own table. You can kind of see like the format based on like when you highlight it. So this is one table. That's a table where this is the first row. This is the second row, which is all the headers, and you can kind of see that the first row is like one big cell. But if you look at the rest of the table, it's organized into different columns. So this is one column, this is the second column, and this is the third column, and we'll see that in the code. And then we have to add an internship section, so that goes under the we have 2012 graduates and then we have 2012 internships, so we'll add an internship section right between these two. So let's go into the code and figure that out. So I have Dreamweaver open here. I'm just going to close this, and right now we're working off of the Spring Rush thing because I haven't changed it back yet. So this is the most up-to-date like website. So it's under careers, internships. So let's open that up. Okay, go to code. I usually just look at the code because I don't have everything on my computer, so when you look at like the actual design, it's not how it really looks. So I just stick with the code, and like we kind of went over before, this is all like the header stuff. So the real actual body begins right here. I can't find the tag. Okay, anyways. So it really begins here. This is professional distinction, which, if we go back, is this header, and then everything else is starting with 2013 graduates. So you can see in the code, this is where like the main content begins. The inner content div is what they call it. And this is where the table starts. So this kind of sets up the whole table. The width is 710 pixels in total, so that's from here all the way to here. This whole thing, the width is 710, and then this defines each individual column. So the first one's 155, that's this column or this column. The next column is 215, which is the company column, and then the final column, the group column, is the last one, which is 340. So here we have a tag. It's kind of just a note to myself. It doesn't show up on the website when you put it in these arrow kind of looking things. That's just a note to yourself. So I just noted to myself, this is where 2013 graduates begin. And again, like I mentioned, so the 2013 graduates header, if we look at the website, that spans all three columns, so that's its like own row. And if we look at, I guess if we backtrack a little bit and look at the table code in HTML, this is kind of how it's formatted. So it starts with a table, opening code, opening whatever it's called, opening tag, I don't know. And then TR is like the row. So, and then within that you define the columns, which is TH is the tag for that. So the way tables are coded is by row. You start from the top to the bottom, and then within that row you go into the columns. So that's kind of the format of a table. So now going back to our code, we see the table begins here, and then the rows begin here. So this is the header row. This call span means that it spans 3 columns because, like I mentioned, we had set up 3 columns here, but I just made this one span the whole thing, so it's basically just like one big like merged cell basically. So that's the first row, that's the header, and then the second row is the like column headings. So we have name, company, group. This is the color of the line underneath. So if I go back to the website, the purple line, that's what that is. Oops, going back to code. So then we have the first row is like all of someone's information. So the first row is Brittany Chen, Barclays, credit research, and these are the different columns. So that corresponds to name, company, group. So every like row is one person's name, company, and group, and then you just go to the next one until that's done. And the way it's organized is, if you look at the website, it's organized alphabetically by the company, just because I think people had complained about it before, so they said that was like probably the easiest way to organize it. So that's what I did. And going back to the code, so this is where I put 2013 graduates end. That's where like the names end. But if you look at the website, there are lines underneath every section. So after Steve Choi, there's these purple lines underneath, and after like the 2012 graduates, there's purple lines. After this, there's purple lines. So that's kind of in the code, but it's after the end tag, which I realize is a little bit confusing. But this is the row, and basically this is just the purple lines that are like at the end of every section. So this right here is just another row, and it just creates some space between each of the sections, and then you see the next section is 2012 graduates that begins here. So going back to the website, you see the purple lines here, and then there's like a couple spaces. That's what the BR is. It's like a break. That's what BR stands for, and then the next section starts. So we're gonna need to copy like all of that to create the 2013 internships. Yeah, internships section. So just to give you an example of how I would add like to the 2013 graduates, I would just, if I say I want to add myself, right, I would just copy this and then add it right in here. So I have another whole row, and then I would change this from Steve Choi to my name, Lucia Chen, and my company, and then like my group. I don't even remember what I put, but retirement. Okay, so then I would save that, and that would be, that's just how you add everyone. So you just add everyone that way, and notice that I put it in alphabetical order by company. So just an example, just to show you how I would add in the 2013 internships. I start from the beginning tag and not just stop at the end tag, because I want the break and the lines at the end of every section. So I go here until the next beginning tag basically. And I want that in between the 2013 graduates and the 2012 graduates, so I'm going to put that right here. So I'm control Ving. So there we go. I just copied the whole section. So we have the same 2013 graduates again. So I'm just going to change this from graduates to internships. And also the ending tag I want to change to internships. I'm going to delete these and just leave one of them so I don't get confused, because I'm going to have to change those anyways. And this is the header. I have to change this. 2013 internships. I'm going to make this. And oh, I spelled that wrong. And then I'll just start with the names. So, I mean, just going back, I'm going to go to the Google Doc just to give you an example. So Jenny Lee is the first junior. I keep doing that. So I would write Jenny Lee in here. Switch back, let's see. PepsiCo is the company. PepsiCo, and marketing is her description. So that's that, and then obviously you just Control C and copy that in here, then add the next person, whoever that might be, Michael Park, I guess, and so on and so forth. Price, what? I don't even remember how to spell this. I know we had this before, so I'm just going to copy this. It's very important to be consistent, so I try to make sure, everything's like the proper names, and people might like spell things differently. Just make sure that, just confirm it online. I think some people might have filled it out multiple times. Michael Park might be one of them. Let me just check. Maybe not. Anyways, so I would just put in like this whole thing. I don't want to write it again. And copy paste that in here. A lot of times this probably needs to have an S at the end. This, like, a lot of times sometimes people's descriptions might be too long. Like, I gave a lot of space to fit it, but if it doesn't fit, I would try to kind of abbreviate to make it fit into one line. Like, for example, this looks kind of awkward, but I couldn't like make it any shorter than it already was. But say if Michael Parks was a little too long, I would change human resource to like HR solutions, just to make sure it like fits in one line, because it just looks better that way. So I just save this, and then you can just continue on like so, to add everyone else. So that's how you update the internships page.